Godspeed to the city streets.
It's my fifth job interview in one of the biggest companies in Korea. I'm scared if I'll be able to get this job or will be kicked out like I have been from other companies. I am all sweaty and my feet are hurting badly as I am wearing black high heels. It's probably my second time wearing this much high heels because I had no other option. My little annoying brother occupied my room last night, even he locked it. I knocked at the door for almost 15 minutes but he didn't reply. I was getting late for job interview so I went to my best friend's house to borrow some dress and some shoes. Sadly, she wears high heels and she has tight-fitted branded dresses which I don't like at all. I never wore this kind of dress throughout my whole life. It's a white short tight-fitted dress and it's above my knees. To large extent it's showing a lot of my which is making me more uncomfortable and frustrated. I don't know what I'll do if I didn't get this job. This job is very important for me. My dad's that there is no off beside me and my stepmom and her son wants me to earn money, otherwise they will kick me out from their house. If I simplify it, my whole life depends on this job. I was looking around after entering the huge building. I saw a lady in reception. Walking to her, I said hello to her with a smile. "How may I help you?" she asked, returning me the same smile. I got a bit happy as she was not like other stupid receptionists who made annoying faces looking at me and then kicked me out saying that there is no vacancy. If there was no vacancy, then why did they call me for job interview? Do they think people are joke who comes to their offices in hope that they will get the job? The receptionist tapped on the table as she saw me lost in my own thoughts. "Did you say something?" I asked her nervously. "Ma'am, you came here. You should know why you came," she asked while typing something on computer. "I'm sorry, actually I came here for job interview," I said, wiping off my sweat. "Okay ma'am, you get in the line waiting area where other candidates are waiting for the chance," she said, pointing at the waiting area. My eyes widened in shock as it was a long queue. "Oh my, how long I have to wait there," I muttered to myself. A big sigh left my mouth as I walked to the waiting area. "Miss Lee Wyan, it's your turn. Upstairs on the right side there is Mr. Jungkook's cabin," she said and pointed at me. I sighed in relief after waiting for last 2 hours. Finally I was called. I grabbed my documents from the chair beside me and bowing down at receptionist, I walked upstairs. I was walking in search of Mr. Jungkook's cabin while looking down at my dress nervously as it was making me feel uncomfortable. I was trying to pull it when I accidentally bumped into someone. I looked up and my eyes widened as if I saw a ghost. He is an owner of Jeon's company, Jeon Jungkook, whose photos are in every newspaper front cover page. I was walking back to my cabin after a tiring meeting which lasted for 2 hours. I was not in a mood to talk to anyone. I just wanted to have some rest after going back to my cabin. While I was walking to my cabin, rubbing my tired eyes, I bumped into someone, causing me to flare my nose in anger. I will make sure that it will be the last day of a person in my office who is behind this. I looked up to yell my heart out, but I felt like my breath hitched in my throat. It was an innocent, beautiful girl who looked at me scared. I wanted to shout at her, but words are not coming out from my throat. I felt a strange kind of feeling for the first time where my cold heart is beating like crazy. My face is heating up and I am feeling something inside my stomach. It's like something fluttering in my stomach, maybe butterflies. She's so cute that I could feel my heart is bouncing only looking at her. We looked at him and got startled as he was more handsome than those newspaper photos and TV ads. While you mumbled sorry, Jungkook took off his coat, showing you his white t-shirt which was nicely hung to his body. He handed it to one of his personal bodyguards and giving you a stare, he rushed to his cabin without uttering any word. It was unusual because if someone ever dared to mess up with his day, he would definitely have taught that person a life lesson. The other employees looked at each other shocked as they were not able to believe in their eyes. Suddenly someone tapped on your shoulder. You looked at the person and saw a stylish woman of your age giving you a wide smile. Hey Miss Ryan, come, I'll show you Mr. Jungkook's cabin, she said, walking to the right side. You quickly nodded with a smile, walking behind her. She knocked at the door and waited until Jungkook said come in. Mr. Jungkook, this is Miss Ryan. She came here for a job interview, she stammered before swiftly exiting his cabin, leaving you under intense gaze of Jungkook. Summoning a deep breath, you gathered up some courage to introduce yourself. Hello, Mr. Jungkook. My name is Ryan, you said nervously, looking at him while his eyes were already fixed on you. Miss Ryan, won't you sit or do you just wanna stand up during whole interview? He asked, staring at you with a mischievous grin plastered on his face. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Actually, I'm a bit nervous, you said and sat on the chair facing him. Why you need this job? He asked, opening the file pretending as if he was reading it. I really need this job, sir. If I won't get it, he cut you off. Miss Ryan, show me your qualification documents, he said, extending his hand to you. You looked at him while sweat was dropping off from your face. You quickly handed him papers with trembling hands. Jungkook stared at you with infuriatingly handsome face and mischievous smile playing on his lips. Yeah, it's good. Well, are you forgetting something, Miss Ryan? He said and put the file on the table before giving you a stare. You looked at him confused while gulping down. What, Mr. Jungkook? But I double-checked all the documents. I added all the information in it as far as I remember, you said in one breath. You forgot to apologize to me for your earlier behavior. Our first meeting, he said, raising his eyebrows while playing with a pen he had in his hand. Oh, that, I'm sorry, Mr. Jungkook, I'm really sorry. I'll make sure to not do any mistake. You almost pleaded to him with your innocent eyes, which were just enough to melt anyone's heart. Well, you may go now, Miss Lee Ryan. My assistant will inform you if you are selected or not. He said, staring at you for one last time. You nodded and got up from the chair as you were so scared after his mentioning you spilling coffee on him. I was in a home when I received a notification from Jeon's company. I immediately clicked on it with shaking hands and got flinched as it said, congratulations, Miss Lee Ryan, you have been selected to work as personal secretary of Jeon Jungkook. I couldn't believe my eyes and that I was employed in one of the biggest companies of Korea. I started jumping on the floor like a small baby. Time skipped to the morning. Miss Shin, who is also an employee here, showing me an office. Then she showed me my cabin, which was near to Mr. Jungkook's cabin. I was so happy at the moment. It was all new for me and I was quite nervous. So here are some documents which you will have to go through, and this red color file has important information about boss personality. You will have to keenly study it and don't ever dare to come across with boss or else it will be your last day in this office, she said. I was already scared and she was adding more fuel in my nervousness. I nodded, forcing a smile, and she then went away saying good luck to me. Suddenly I heard everyone greeting good morning to someone. I got up quickly, seeing my cold boss walking past by my desk. I greeted him like other employees. He looked at me for a while and then went back to his cabin. After 15 minutes, I was done finally making his schedule. I walked to his cabin and then knocked at the door for his permission. I walked inside after his cold voice hit my earlobe, which was coming. Boss, here's your schedule for today's meeting. You have a meeting with Mr. Felix in half an hour. I said, putting the file on his desk. He looked at me and then glancing at the file he hummed, engrossing back in his laptop. Bring me a cup of coffee, Miss Vian, he said while typing on his laptop. I shyly bowed at him and then went outside. After 10 minutes, I came back holding Americano in my hand. I knocked at the door and he let me come in. I placed the coffee on the table and waited for a while, but he was busy on call. So I decided to go back. I had almost taken few steps forward when his husky voice came from behind. Miss Vian, you are joining me in the meeting. He stared at me after cutting the call. But sir, how I am new here. I asked more like whispering, and I think it was not that audible. Any problem, Miss Vian? He asked, raising his eyebrows. No, sir, nothing. I will join. I said, but deep down I was so nervous. Great, then you may go now. He said, gesturing me to leave. I nodded nervously and bowing down at him, I left his cabin. You were going through some files when Jungkook's cold voice came from behind. Miss Vian, follow me to the meeting room, he said, walking towards the meeting room while buttoning up his coat. You followed him to the meeting room, stomping in your high heels. You took your seat. Once you reached the meeting room, suddenly a lady asked you to get up from your seat. She was one of Jungkook's important clients. You got up immediately and searched for a seat. Finally, you found an empty seat, but it was beside Felix, Jungkook's business partner. You decided to attend the meeting standing up, so you stood beside the sofa. Jungkook, who had his eyes on you all the time, gestured you to sit beside Felix. You shook your head as you didn't feel appropriate to sit beside his business partner. Jungkook gave you an intense dark stare which more looked like if you don't obey him, you will end up losing this job too. You couldn't afford it, so you nodded quickly and walked to the seat beside Mr. Felix. Hi, if you don't mind, can I sit here? You asked, feeling little awkward. Felix looked at you with a smile and then got up from his seat. If a girl like you would have asked me to get up from my own seat, trust me, I wouldn't think twice, he said, giving you a most flirtatious smile. You forced a smile while your hands fidgeting your dress in nervousness. Jungkook glared at you both while moving his hand in air. Shall we start meeting Mr. Felix? He said, giving Felix a cold stare. Oh yes, of course, why not? He said, smiling at you. Why he is smiling at me? You said to yourself. You took a seat beside Felix and he sat on his seat. Jungkook started a meeting. His eyes were fixed on you throughout the meeting. The meeting ended and after greeting with everyone, Jungkook left for his cabin before giving you a stare. You didn't get why he behaved like this, so you walked outside, though Felix was calling you from behind. You sat on your chair and opening the laptop, you started doing your work. Suddenly your mobile phone rang. You answered the call while resting your back on the chair. Miss Vian, come to my cabin. Right now, he said coldly and cut the call before you say something. You got up immediately and ran to his cabin. Knocking at the door, you wiped off sweat from your forehead. You again knocked at the door, but there was no response. After knocking at the door for 15th time, finally he let you come in. Miss Vian has been knocking at my door from last 10 minutes. I know I don't have right to get mad at her, but I couldn't control myself when I saw her smiling and talking to Felix. She's my employee here and works for me, but why I'm getting possessive about her? It's her life and she has right to do anything. I can't stop her from talking to other men, but I'm not able to sit at ease after I saw her with Felix. I know she's not at fault, she's innocent, but I clearly know how Felix is. He's a playboy who has almost flirted with every girl. I don't want him to flirt with Vian as she is not like other girls. And then Vian came in with a smile that always she carries on her lips. Her smile is enough to melt my cold heart, but the disease of jealousy is also lingering in my mind, so it will not let me treat her kindly. Mr. Jungkook, you called for me? She asked. Her voice was a bit trembling and it seemed like she was a bit afraid. I like when she acts so innocent, just like a cute little puppy. You were afraid that what if Jungkook called you to fire you from this job? He didn't say anything and took a step toward you, making you step back. You looked at him with your legs and hands trembling as if you saw a ghost. Mr. Jungkook, I'm so. What's stuck in your throat while you were backing off? He asked, leaning closer to you. His pitch dark eyes were staring at you. Look in his eyes was enough for shiver to run down your spine. Oh, Mr. Jungkook, I forgot to shut off my laptop. You said, mustering up some courage, and tried moving to the door. No, you are not going anywhere, he said, taking long steps to you, causing you to step back. But sir, I swear, your breath hitched in your throat. You looked at him with wide opened eyes while he was staring at your face. Suddenly he held your both hands and raising them above your head, he started to give you a kiss. Your heartbeat raced intensively faster, which was audible enough to be heard by Jungkook. A smirk wrapped on your lips when he felt that you were responding with the same passion. It was so appealing that you couldn't control, so you kissed him back. So realization hit you as you pushed him away from yourself, while trying to hide your blushing face. He said, biting his lower lip, your face turned into tomato hearing this. Before he came closer to you again, you ran to the door and giving him a shy smile, you went outside his cabin. After reaching your cabin, you plopped down on the chair and looking around, you took out a small mirror from your purse and a smile cracked on your lips when you saw your face red like tomato. You again looked at your surroundings and when you noticed it was a lunch break and everyone had left to nearby cafeteria, you got up in a manly style and biting your lower lip, you spoke out clearing your throat. You said in a manly style while giggling. Should say once more. Your half words were still in a mouth when Jungkook's husky voice hit your earlobe, which made you startled. You felt your feet frozen on the floor. Before you uttered something, he gestured you to follow him to the cabin. You got down, glancing at his dark eyes, seeing no other option. You followed him to his cabin. Before you could knock at the door, you like me mimicking your pose, he asked, lifting your shy face up to his level. You didn't say anything as you were shy. Won't you mimic me now? He asked, grabbing your waist. You remained quiet as you had not that enough courage to look into his dark eyes could mesmerize anyone. I got it, baby girl won't mimic me now, he said, biting his lip. Your heart was beating like crazy and it was heard by Jungkook as smirk crept on his lips. So I will mimicking, I hope you won't cry, he said, lifting you up. Sir, please. You said trying to push him away. No, baby girl, he